how it's going to be done.
And deadly for Mark Price too. The Cavs guard knocks one in for his second three. He's 2 of 2, and Fasoulis comes back and scores over the top. So 6 plays 4, 2 baskets each, except the USA 2 baskets were a pair of threes from Mark Price. Have a look at the block from Fasoulis here. Morning went up there to take the hook, and in the road, the big hand of Panagiotis Fasoulis. So dumping off Galakteros. Now they slow it up deliberately inside to Fasoulis this time. Over the top of Morning, got the shot off, but a little intimidation there from Morning. They turned that ball over. And we've seen this from the US in the early parts of a lot of games. They come out not quite ready to play, but after a while they get it going. Krista DeLu that time trying to make 3. Dominique Wilkins rips down the board and opens up a 3-point shot here for Danny Marley. Marley, Miller, and a couple of others were out here outside the 3-point line for a long time. Before the warm-up started, they were firing up threes and having little games amongst themselves, and Mark Price just grooving in their 3-point shots. Inside they go to Fasoulis again. He had to put plenty of arch on that one. A little jump hook on the end as he got it back. Greece will have to make every one of those opportunities. Good defense there coming from Giannakis to stop the penetration from Price. Galakteros out there on Marley, but Wilkins going to the board and drawing the foul. It's come out of Thanos Christodoulou, and Dominique Wilkins will go to the free throw line.
With that last play that Fasoulis made in trying to run a couple of hook shots, it was very noticeable that the other 4 Greek players, as soon as Fasoulis got the ball, the other 4 Greek players were heading back to defence. Of course, missing the first and the second meant that there was no rebounding contest at all. And if that's the way the game's going to be played, the Americans are going to get a lot of transition opportunities.
See the records of both teams. Greece have won 4, lost 2, while the US are certainly very much undefeated. Closest anybody got to them was 15 points. And we've got an 8-4 scoreline here. The US leading it. Giannakis with Mark Price on him. Expect to see this almost the full USA bench run it in the first half. And a big block there from Alonzo Mourning gets Mark Price away. He's got Wilkins in the corner, takes the shot himself and misses. But Mourning can't make the stick back and run down there by Sigalis, but it ends up in a finger roll again to Wilkins. Larry Johnson controls it, blocked by Fasoulis, and they can't make the basket. It falls for Giannakis. 3 on 2 at the other end, now 2 on 1. Sigalis finishes it off. So a little points win on that play to Greece. They trail 8-6. Good stick on the inside, particularly for Fasoulis. But he's going to use up a lot of petrol having to take on these guys. Mourning on the turnaround, can't make it. Christodoulou chipped in for the rebound. We've got a 3 on 3 this time. Giannakis trying to take it first time. In fact, gets the shot away, but it doesn't fall. No Greek rebounder went after that one. They're so keen on getting back in defensive transition. Marley dumps it off and it falls for Price. It wasn't meant for him. Marley chips in for the rebound. Price, no one went to him to try and defend that 3-point shot. They offered him the shot. And Giannakis, they threw that ball away. Giannakis had no idea the ball was coming to him. And Greece turns the ball over. We've been playing 4.5 minutes. 8-6 to USA, nothing in it as we expected. But we expect Greece will run with this team for a while and be able to stick it with them. There's that shot from Christodoulou and the block from Mourning.
Well, I thought the first 3 minutes of the game, to me, looked like what we've seen quite often in the last 3 minutes of a game. Players coming down, taking the first opportunity to shoot the ball, some passing errors, no coverage for the transition, sometimes an uncontested rebound. There was a lot of junk in that first 3 minutes from both teams. And I think Don Nelson there after a while did call a play from the sideline, and the United States went to a pattern offense to get the ball to Mourning, but he wasn't able to convert. And by and large, I think this will be a very timely timeout for both coaches to get their players on track, see if they can't get a little bit of discipline into it.
Well, there's the players that aren't on the floor at the moment. Some pretty impressive talent there. Reggie Miller, Shaquille O'Neal. O'Neal, who's scoring 19 points a game in this tournament in limited minutes. And for my mind, everybody else has found a match somewhere, Lindsay, but O'Neal hasn't.
Yeah, so he's the player that I think in isolation is just totally dominant. There's no other big man in the competition that can match him. And I think back to the last Olympic Games and Arvydas Sabonis from the Lithuanian team. Maybe he'd be the player that could match O'Neal for size and strength and up and down the floor, but certainly with Sabonis out of this competition, there's no one here that can match him.
Big job for this guy, Fasoulis.
Well, he can run up and down with him for a while, and if he's isolated in the one-on-one plays, he'll get a couple of those dinky hooks. But as the game goes on, he'll get worn out, and I think this is a softening up process the Americans are putting on him now. They'll bring in O'Neal, and he'll start to crush Fasoulis later on, I think.
Well, the players coming back onto the floor. Danny Marley, he looks pretty loose. There's Giannakis, the Greek veteran. 317 games he's played for Greece. Been around this team a long time, paired up in the backcourt with Nicky Gallis for so many years. No Gallis out there now. And it's very much left to Giannakis to run things in the backcourt. Well, Marley, he's out there with Nassis Galakteros on him. Marley from the Phoenix Suns dumps it off to Wilkins. Inside they go to Alonzo Mourning, throws plenty of fakes, and one of them drew in Fasoulis and draws the foul. It'll be a side ball on Fasoulis. In fact, they're going to give him a pair of free throws. Some referees will do that. Oh, well, okay, he was into the shooting motion there.
Well, it had two fakes before. That might well have been another fake. But I think you'd have to call the two on that one.
Well, Alonzo Mourning lining up at the stripe and can't make it. So the score remains at 8 points to 6. First personal foul on Fasoulis. It's the second Greek foul. There's been none against the USA at the moment. They're not very big numbers in the last game, but of course they share the minutes around in this team. So some games you don't get to play a lot of minutes. O'Neal dominated the centre in that game. So now Giannakis for Greece. Into the hands of Christodoulou. Up with the shot and making it was Nassis Galakteros. Alonzo Mourning taking to the hoop and over the top of Fasoulis that time. Fasoulis, who's had a couple of blocks early in the game. What a pass there for Giannakis. I mean, you wouldn't ask a kid to throw a pass like that. You'd encourage them not to, certainly. Wilkins for three. And Dominique Wilkins knocks in the big three. He is so dangerous. You've seen him with his aerial act taking some people to the hoop, but Wilkins can drill the three. Likes to take it from the corner, but that one came from the top of the key. 14 plays 8.
And now Greece is getting into their half-court game. It's taken them a while to do that. They've been pushing up the early shots. Even that one was a little bit ill-advised, I think. I think if Greece is prepared to be selective, that they can keep with the United States for some time. They've got a couple of very fine shooters. What they need to do is just to work a little bit to try to give them a chance to see some open space and then use their talent. Wow. Well, we've got to give Fasoulis credit for that one. That was a long skyhook, somewhat reminiscent of Kareem Jabbar in his heyday. Maybe Jabbar could have taken that a step further out. But Mark Price doesn't seem to be having the same sort of benefit that he had from his pre-match warm-up with his three-point shooting early in the game. He hasn't quite found the range yet.
Well, Giannakis found the range on that one. We've got a one-point ball game on our hands. Wilkins again for three, can't make it. And a chance here for Greece to take the lead, but pinched by Price. Price will wait for some teammates there, and a very sloppy foul coming from Sigalis.